Hi, friends. 6 months and counting. Exhausted Netflix and all the other OTT content. Tried your hand at cooking. Did all the odd jobs. Cleaned all the drawers. Aired all your clothes and your footwear. And it's a long list of jobs done and redone. So, what's next? I need to get religious. No, no, not in that sense. Religion in India is also cricket. And believe it or not, the IPL is starting this weekend in the UAE. And you and I are going to watch from the comfort of our homes, cheering all our favorites play that fabulous game of cricket. So it seems like ages when we last watched a cricket game. After watching some fabulous tennis games at the US Open, sans Federer and Nadal, of course, and without the roar of the audiences, I'm eagerly looking forward to several weeks of exciting cricket games. Not that the England and Aussie games were not that exciting; they were good, but IPL is IPL. And talking of cricket, being a religion in India, how can I not talk about the god of the game? Yes, Sachin Tendulkar. He is, according to me, such a nice guy. Well, he has so indelibly written his name in the record books that even the other greats of the game are simply in awe of the little master blaster. So before we put on the war paint, paint the jerseys, and start cheering our old favorites who play this game, here's a little tribute from me to Sachin, a collection of some very interesting and entertaining quotes from his contemporaries in the game, as well as global personalities you could never have imagined. Let's start with Bakar Yunus, that famous Pakistani pacer. He says, Sachin can play a leg glance with a walking stick too. There was a placard at the Sydney cricket ground which read, Commit all your crimes when Sachin is batting. They will go unnoticed because even the Lord is watching. That's a tribute indeed. There's another Aussie pacer called Michael Kasprowicz. He once remarked, Don't bowl him bad balls. He hits the good ones for fours. Well, nothing bad can happen to us, said Hasim Amla, very prolific South African batsman. He says, nothing bad can happen to us if you're on a plane in India with Sachin Tendulkar on it. The god himself. Then the legendary and dreaded South African paceman, Alan Donald, says, Sachin Tendulkar has often reminded me of a veteran army colonel who has many medals on his chest to show how he has conquered bowlers all over the world. If I have to bowl to Sachin, says Dennis Lilly, he says, if I have to bowl to Sachin, I'll bowl with my helmet on. He hits the ball so hard. Well, Sachin's game never stops to fascinate all of us. There was an English cricketer, Peter Roebuck, who became an Australian newspaper columnist. And he narrated an incident. He wrote, On a train from Shimla to Delhi, there was a halt at one of the stations. The train stopped by for a few minutes as usual. Sachin was playing a match and he was nearing a century, batting at 98. The passengers, the railway officials, everyone on the train waited for Sachin to complete the century. The genius can stop time in India. Really. Then erstwhile Aussie captain and a superb cricketer himself, Mark Taylor, said after losing a match, he says, We did not lose to a team called India. We lost to a man called Sachin. Then there's another one, Hansi Cronje, the South African captain who died tragically in a plane crash. He remarked, and I quote, I had to remind Gary Kirsten often that he was in the covers to field against Sachin and not to applaud him, unquote. Well, Sachin can make even his enemies applaud him. Here's another one from a former American President, Barack Obama. I'm sure you didn't know he had made a comment on Sachin. Well, he said, I don't know cricket. I don't know how Sachin plays, but I still try to watch him playing because I want to know why my country's economy goes down 0.5% when he is batting. Well, Mr. Obama, Sachin is Sachin. And another glowing compliment comes from John Woodcock, an English columnist, and he says, Gentlemen, he is the best batsman I have seen in my life. And unlike most of you, I have even seen Bradman bat. Umpire Rudy Kurtzen said, I never get tired of umpiring whenever Sachin is at the crease. Well, nobody does. Then there's one from Wasim Akram. He says, cricketers like Sachin come once in a lifetime, and I'm privileged he played in my time. The Big B, aka Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, once remarked, I have delayed my shoots many times to watch Sachin bat. Our very own spin genius, Anil Kumble, said, I'm fortunate that I have to bowl to him only in the nets, not in a real match. Obviously, same side. I love this one from the Aussie great Mark Waugh, brother of Steve Waugh. He says, when you play against Tendulkar, you almost want to see him get a few runs, just to see him bat. Now, that's a real tribute, coming from a player like Mark Waugh. And then the inimitable Jeffrey Boycott, who commentated on several of Sachin's matches, said, technically, you can't fault Sachin. Seam or spin, fast or slow, nothing is a problem for him. British captain Michael Atherton incredulously remarked, the archives recall not one single incriminating incident, not one drunken escapade, and not one reported affair or spat with a teammate or reporter from Sachin. Is he human? There you go. A legend himself, Ravi Shastri, said, he is someone sent from up there to play cricket and go back. Here's a short one from, and a hard-hitting one from Ajay Jadeja, who said, he exists where we can't. Simple. In the record books himself, and one of the most prolific Australian cricketers and captains, Ricky Ponting, says, Sachin is the most complete batsman I have ever seen. And the very knowledgeable and witty commentator Harsha Bogle said, there is no better sight on the cricket field than watching Tendulkar bat. Here's one from Saurav Ganguly, another very successful Indian captain and a big fan of Sachin always. He says, the thing I like most about Sachin is his intensity. After being in the game for so long, he still has the same desire to do well for India in any international match. I tell you what, the man is a legend, says Saurav. And finally, one of my favorites from the Australian pacer Glenn McGrath. He's a dreaded bowler by the best batsman of his time. And he sums it up beautifully when he says, the joy he brings to millions of his countrymen, the grace with which he handles all the adulation and the expectations and his innate humility all make for a one in a billion individual. How beautifully said. Indeed, the little master continues to inspire many, both his contemporaries, the current bunch of budding cricketers and kids, and even those who don't play the game. His famous quote from his book and autobiography is called Playing It My Way. He says, "If destiny throws a stone at you, don't let it become a millstone. Make it a milestone." Well, Sachin, although we will not be watching you at this IPL, we'll be sure that you're watching from up there. After all, he's the god of the game. So, guys, enjoy IPL. Catch you soon. Till then, stay fit, stay healthy, stay positive, and above all, stay safe. Enjoy that game of cricket. Bye.